Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And leave. The playoffs are finally here, and the energy around this team is electric. This weekend the showdown begins as we face the Houston Rockets in what promises to be a high-intensity series. Yesterday's game sparked an immediate reaction from the squad, and now it's time to break down some of the most intriguing post-game comments. What was said caught a lot of people off guard. There's more happening behind the scenes than many realize. We're going to dig into some audio clips, analyze the words from both camps, and take a closer look at the implications of a key player being absent from the rotation. This isn't just about one game, it's about what lies ahead in the most important stretch of the season. Houston has had a solid run this year, and in the matchups against them during the regular season we've seen some notable performances. It's crucial to pay close attention to how this young Rockets team is shaping up, especially with our own roster balancing a core of seasoned veterans and promising talent. The young guys have to be ready because this series isn't just about experience, it's about execution. And we're going to share the full playoff schedule with you, so mark your calendars and get ready. These are the moments that define a season. After the schedule breakdown, expect a wave of new content diving into matchup strategy and what this postseason could mean for a franchise. We're also putting together a full video previewing the series between the Rockets and the Warriors, alongside a fresh update on the upcoming transfer window, because that's already starting to heat up too. This community has become something special. What started small is now a legit hub for playoff basketball talk. We're growing fast, from just a few supporters to now over 10,000 followers riding with us. That support matters, especially now as we enter the most decisive stretch of the year. The team has defied early expectations. Some predictions had us finishing with fewer wins, outside the playoff picture entirely, and yet here we are. We made it, we survived the play-in, secured our spot, and now we're locked into the next phase. And here's the schedule. Game 1 tips off Sunday, April 20th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Live on TNT. After that, 2 much-needed days of rest. Those breaks are vital, especially for the older guys on the team. It's a rare luxury to get those extra days, and we got to make the most of them. The first clash is set to be epic. Sunday is not only the start of this series, it also happens to be Easter. It's a meaningful day for a lot of people, and what better way to celebrate than with playoff basketball? After Game 1, the 2-day break becomes even more important. The Rockets are young, fast, and have had a full week of rest. We, on the other hand, had a grind through the play-in. Those extra days will allow both sides to reassess, adjust tactics, and mentally gear up for what's coming. The second game is set for Friday, April 26th at 5:30 Pacific, and then we've got another showdown coming Monday, April 28th at 7:00 p.m. again on TNT. The rest of the schedule is still to be confirmed, but the opening games already give us a good window for preparation and recovery. Starting the series with a rest window gives us an edge we didn't expect. Having 4 full days between the play-in and Game 1 is a blessing. The coaching staff knows it, and the veterans especially will benefit from that time off. This mix of experience and youth makes every decision count. Remember, the last few times we faced Houston this season brought a roller coaster of results. Back on November 2nd, we took control of the game, went up by 30, almost let it slip, but still managed to seal it in overtime. On December 5th, we came out strong and picked up another win. Then December 11th hit, part of the in-season tournament, and that one we lost. We also dropped the last regular season meeting with Houston, which wasn't ideal going into the postseason. Momentum matters. Still, we're heading into this series with 3 wins and 2 losses against the Rockets this year. When our veteran core is locked in, the chemistry changes. It's a different energy. And now the big question is, can those seasoned leaders guide us toward the ultimate goal? Last year we fell short, but some of these players have been here before. One of them has been to the NBA Finals multiple times and lifted the trophy 4 times. He knows what it takes to win, and what it feels like to be left out. That hunger, that respect for the moment, it can't be taught, but it's something that fuels this group from 2013 to 2019. we were a playoff staple, finals appearances, deep runs, that was a norm, but then came 2 years where we missed out completely, and when 2022 rolled around it served as a harsh reminder that nothing is guaranteed no matter how talented your roster is. Just look around the league, there are teams with arguably more firepower than ours who didn't make the cut. That's why every game matters. That's why we've been stressing the urgency for the last 2 months, since the big trade. Every night has felt like a must-win. This is the moment we've been building toward since Jimmy Butler arrived. The atmosphere changed. There's a playoff tension now, the kind that tests your mind and your body. Coach Steve Kerr, by the way, just picked up his first playoff win in a while. It sounds strange to say, but yes, there were voices out there doubting him, even calling for his job. Personally, I don't see that happening unless it's his decision. He's too important to what this franchise stands for. But credit where it's due, getting this team back into the playoffs despite the bumps along the way is no small feat. What happens next for this group, for this staff, is going to define how we remember this season. We're in the best part of the basketball calendar. This is year 11 for some of these guys. Tomorrow might just be my favorite day of the entire year. The staff meets, they go through every frame of Houston's footage, and the strategy begins to take shape. The players are off, taking the time they need, and we probably won't see them again until Friday, maybe even Thursday. That rest is golden. Coach Kerr said it himself, the team needed those 4 days. It's been a grind, 83 games to earn this shot, and now we get to go up against one of the league's youngest, most exciting teams on their court, with a fired-up crowd and everything on the line. Let's not forget the battles of the past, James Harden, Chris Paul, those unforgettable playoff clashes against Houston. Now we've got Jimmy Butler, and he's made it clear he came here to win. His performance in the last game was unreal, 38 points in 40 minutes. Curry wasn't far behind, dropping 37 in 39 minutes. That was only the second time this season both of them scored over 30 in the same game. The first time was against the Clippers, a game we ended up losing, but what they did on the floor speaks volumes. And now with Houston our path again, there's a sense of clarity in this group. They know what they're chasing. Draymond Green keeps hyping Curry up, and why wouldn't he? For the past 10 years Steph has been nothing short of phenomenal. He's changed the game and continues to deliver at the highest level. People love to debate LeBron or Curry, but when it comes to three-point shooting, movement off the ball, and that insane court vision, it's hard not to put Steph right at the top. On the other hand, Jimmy Butler brings a whole different kind of energy. It's like he flips a switch in the playoffs. I've followed his journey for years, and seeing playoff Jimmy up close is something else. His focus, his leadership, that killer instinct, it's all on display. But despite all that veteran firepower, one storyline is starting to catch fire: the absence of Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga didn't get any minutes in the last game, and that silence is louder than words. It raises eyebrows. What does it mean for his future with the team? Is this a message from the coaching staff, or just part of a tactical move? Either way, it's hard to ignore, and what makes this more puzzling is how well Kuminga has played against Houston in the past. He's had some of his best performances against them, and you'd think the series would be tailor-made for his athleticism and energy. One of the vets even pointed out how valuable his presence is when the game speeds up, and yet he's been sidelined twice now. We don't know the full story. Maybe it's about fit, maybe about consistency, but fans are wondering what comes next. You can see Kuminga staying mentally strong on the bench, still locked in, still cheering for his teammates, but there's definitely a hint of frustration, and honestly that's understandable. He's young, he's hungry, and he's proven he can impact games when given the chance. This is where maturity kicks in, not just talent. It's about keeping your head up, working harder than ever in practice, and showing the staff that you're ready no matter what. In moments like this, character shines through, and to be fair, there was a really wholesome moment during the last game. A vet gave up his seat so Kuminga could sit closer to the coaching staff, showing him that he still belongs, that he's valued. That kind of support means a lot, especially during the playoffs. You could feel the unity on the bench, guys hyping each other up, staying locked in, no drama, just focus. That's the kind of chemistry championship teams need. And it's not just about who's on the court, it's about who's got each other's backs when the pressure is on. The coaching staff is walking a tightrope right now, balancing minutes, managing egos, sticking to the game plan, all while navigating the intensity of the playoffs. And make no mistake, this team has the tools to make a deep run. The energy is different now. They've made it to the postseason, and with each day that passes you can feel the urgency rising. Post-game recaps are no longer about what went wrong, they're full of tactical insights. Player H